Hey guys, EBPMAN here, and today we're going to take a look at two products from TechArmor. These are tempered glass screen protectors that are case friendly and they're designed for the Samsung Galaxy S8 and S8 Plus. Let's check them out. All right, now before we do the review and the actual setup and install of these glass screen protectors, I just wanted to talk about glass screen protectors just for a second. So here's a S8 and it has a tempered glass screen protector on it. We've already reviewed this on the channel. Works really well. But I do see a lot of negative reviews when it comes to these type of glass screen protectors on the phones because of the limitations that exist with the curved screen the way we have here on the S8 and S8 Plus. So before we go through this, I just want to show you a couple of things that are expected, things that you should expect when working with curved glass, and also especially when you're dealing with something that's going to be case friendly. So first of all, and this is definitely going to happen with this one, you'll notice here on the side that you do get an accumulation of dust. This is something that I have not yet been able to find a screen protector that combats this. I have seen some screen protectors where this edge right here, which is the glue edge, they change it so that it's black, so that it covers it up. But I did review one on the channel from Super Shields, and that one failed miserably because it clicked and it impacted the keyboard functionality and also wasn't really case friendly. So just being aware that that will happen. The only way you're going to get away from having anything like this is going to be with a film screen protector. So you'll notice that because it doesn't go all the way over, you do get an accumulation of dust. So that's just a heads up of what you should expect when dealing with a glass screen protector. So now taking a look at the TechArmor screen protector, it has a protective film on the back that you remove. It does have adhesive, and you can see the adhesive here. It goes on the sides. There is also adhesive on the bottom right here that connects here as well, and there's adhesive here on the bottom as well. Now as I get closer, I'm going to put this in an angle, see if you can see it. All of these screen protectors, and you'll notice where my finger is right here, have micro dots. You can see that right there in that angle. Those micro dots aren't really present when you're using it. I haven't seen them impact anything whatsoever. They do show up in bright direct sunlight, and one of the things that I haven't tested yet, I'm still waiting for my Gear VR, is how much those micro dots are going to impact the Gear VR. But if you are looking for a glass screen protector, all of them have that micro dot technology, unless you go with the film. Now the second thing is, I do recommend that you have one, because if you don't, I've already have some friends and people that I know of on YouTube that have complained that they've the phone just dropped the wrong way and they cracked their screen. So definitely go with one of these. So let's look and see what's in the box. Now in the box, you're going to have a cleaning wipe, dust removal stickers, a microfiber towel, a little client satisfaction and information guide coming from TechArmor, and the tempered glass screen protector. Now, before you start working, make sure that if you have fan, air conditioning, any kind of material, that's something going on in your house where you're going to pick up dust, you want to make sure that that's off before you start your work. And then what you'll do is you'll just wipe down your screen. I always go over the screen with a microfiber towel as well, because you want to make sure you have all that film or any kind of facial oils removed, because that's going to affect how well it sticks to the screen. Once we've done that, you'll notice that you could either put the screen protector on without a case. I tend to use a case, and I do that, as I mentioned, and I get feedback where people like it and people don't like it, but I do it personally because I want to make sure that the screen protector is right in the middle of the screen and that it doesn't impair with any other cases. Also, what I've noticed, and I've seen this a lot on Facebook as well as YouTube, where people say my phone drops and my screen protector pops right off, and that's because the screen protector is not right in the center, it's closer to the bottom, and when the rubber from your phone gets impacted and pushes against the screen, it pops off. That's why I do it with the case on, so that I make sure that I'm aligned where I'm not too close to the top or the bottom. So that's just my tip. You could do it with the phone on a case or without a case. It's up to you. Alright, so now that I have my glass cleaned, I'm going to remove the sticker from the back, and as I mentioned, I like using the case as a guide. Up to you if you want to do it with or without. And then all I'm going to do is I'm going to align it at the top first, and then work my way aligning it from the bottom. So you'll notice right here how I have that gap. If the phone were to fall or you were to drop it and the rubber that's right here, this corner, were to push in, if this is too close to the top, your screen protector is going to bounce off. So you want to make sure that you have a good gap. See how I have my gap there? I want to make sure that that's good, and then what I do is to keep it straight, go through the side here, and then I'm going to do the same thing on the bottom. You'll notice at the bottom there, So I want to make sure that it's nice and even. And then once I'm comfortable with where it's at, I'll just let it go. So now all I've done is I just wanted to make sure I had that nice aligned off camera. Just as I told you, that technique. Just looked at, notice how the gap right here, and the gap here in the bottom. What this is going to do is, in the event, again, if you drop it, it's not going to push up against those sides. So now all I'm going to do is just press down on the sides. And I have right now, it's a little dirty, so the next thing I'm going to do is wipe it down. Alright, so I'm just going to go ahead and finish wiping it down. Everything looks good. And the next thing we're going to do is, again, notice you can still see some of the glue on the sides there, but that's what I found to be pretty natural, or just to be expected with all these protectors. Pressing here, I don't feel any click sound. Nothing clicking on the top either, and you don't want to feel that clicking, because then that means that it hasn't really adhered well on the screen. So now let's go ahead and bring up the keyboard, and we'll see if the P's and Q's also stick. Alright, so let's go ahead and pull out a little bit so you can see what I'm doing here. So typically the feedback I get with the tempered glass is that these keys don't respond well. So what I'm doing is just showing you the responsiveness. It works well from here. No issues. Doesn't seem like we have any problems with that. 0 1s. That's good. And again, let's go ahead and just exit out of this, and we'll try swiping up and down. So swiping works fine. No issues there. And also good clarity. Now you'll notice that, again, on the angle, like I said, you can see the microdots, but when you're in this angle here, you don't see them at all. So now here's the last case I'm testing. So I've tested Spigen, UAG, OtterBox. None of them seem to have a problem with this glass screen protector. The last one I wanted to try was the Unicorn Beetle and the Spigen one, and also the P's and Q's were fine, didn't have any problems. And the reason why I test this one is because this does have a frame, and even though the top here, you'll notice that is not covered by the frame, the bottom here tends to. So sometimes what happens with glass screen protectors is, as they're pushed in like this, they kind of lift up, and then you run into problems when you're keying or using the screen. No problems there. So far I think this is a good buy.